Okay, so we have what is known as one of the worst mythic heroes available in the shop at a more expensive price than we have seen previous mythic heroes at. So am I like missing something? Is this Swordmaster Ken actually a great hero in disguise? Well, let's talk about this. So you guys, real quickly, I'm Iolis. I put out like 1 to 2 to 3 videos a week on whatever game I am playing at the time. And right now that ish is Fortnite because I am loving it. So if you guys enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I would love to have you guys as part of the community. But let's get right into talking about the Swordmaster Ken. So you guys, welcome to the first of a series I think I'm going to call Hero Spotlight, where I basically review a particular hero and give a few comments about them, what I think of them, and how well they do hero stuff. Yeah. But you guys, Swordmaster Ken is not a new hero. He's been around for quite some time, and he has always just been like a meh hero amongst the already kind of meh ninja class. So, has that all changed with the recent buffs to the ninja, and is he good now? Well, my short answer is no. And is he worth the 4,000 gold you need to purchase him in the shop right now? I would also argue, not really. Unless you're a collector or you just really want him for some other reason, I frankly would use that gold on the other things in the store. So let's quickly take a look at his perks, see how he does in game to really see what he has going for him. So starting with the first few perks on Swordmaster Ken, he has reduced fall damage and increased run and sprint speed, great on a ninja. A smoke bomb which slows down enemies, great on a ninja. Mantis leap double jump, great. He also has fleet which further increases his movement speed. And so all those first 5 perks are really, first 4 perks are really all about increasing movement speed and mobility. After that, we start getting into the damage perks. And from that, we have 5 Winds Cut, which increases the damage from swords, axes size by 24%. Throwing Stars, which allows him to throw out stars to do damage. And then Shadow Stance. This is probably one of the biggest perks on Swordmaster Ken. And I'll talk about it a little bit more later. But this is really, really great because it puts him in this stance where he's able to do a lot more damage with his sword. So after that though, again, we have more damage output perks. So we have Assassination, which increases the damage dealt by swords by 5%. So really, really great perk to have. You also have Long Assassin, which is basically just Assassin. It just increases the duration of that perk. Then you have Dragon Slash, which is also kind of like the OP ninja perk, where you just kind of dash in this straight line and you kill freaking everything in your way. After that, his last 2 perks are incredible damage output perks where he does an additional 35% sword damage while in Shadow Stance. Now, that would be way OP if he didn't have that Shadow Stance part as well. It's a little bit unfortunate. And the last perk after that, Masuni, I think. Masuni, I don't you know, I'm just not going to embarrass myself and not say it, but it increases the damage of the blade by an additional 35%. So also amazing, but it requires to be in Shadow Stance again. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. Those are his perks. And as you can see, they really revolve all around mobility and around damage output. So when it comes to actually playing Swordmaster Ken, you will obviously discover that he's not really a bad hero. I'm hesitant to say great, but he can hold his own fairly well. However, this only is really the case when you play to his strengths, and this can still be a little bit difficult to do. So to make the most of this hero, you need to keep Swordmaster Ken in Shadow Stance as much as possible to really make the most of him. And this means you need to focus all of your energy really on the filler husks, as you need to kill each one, or you need to kill an additional husk within 4 seconds of that first one to keep the Shadow Stance alive. Additionally, too, you need to be careful that you're the one that kills the husk, and it's not, say, something like a hover turret, it's not a Teddy, it's not a teammate. That has to be you. Otherwise, all that work you just did, you have now lost. So you really don't have the luxury of trying to help with the smashers, the mini boss, or to some extent, even the husky husks are a bit risky. Now, Ken obviously is not a mist monster killer at all. In fact, he's exactly the opposite, because as soon as you go more than 4 seconds without destroying another husk, that is an over 100% increase in sword damage that you just lose, making it way more difficult to take care of that next husk. As you can probably tell, this is what I think is a huge downside to this hero, is just that 4 seconds that you have. If it was longer, I think he could be a great hero, but where he is right now, those 4 seconds are just not enough, and you really have to work hard in order to make the most of Shadow Stance and to try to not lose out on that ability. So it is for this reason that I think Ken is great for something like encampment missions, where you have a good amount of husks all kind of spawning around in a small area. You can knock down a mini husk or something like that and then work your way through the crowd of other husks fairly easily. Now, it would be wrong for me to end this video without also mentioning that Ken does have a solid tactical bonus, which does add to his value. His support bonus is to increase the damage of a sword, which can be great if you're running another ninja, or even, say, another Swordmaster Ken. But however, the squad bonus, which I think is slightly more useful, increases movement speed of a soldier after shockwave. So while these bonuses are nice, I find that typically there are other bonuses I prefer. And when really taken all together, the difficulty of Shadow Stance, the bonuses that are good but really in my opinion not fantastic or great, when you really put all of this together, Ken seems to be just sort of an underwhelming hero. There is a lot of potential there. Really, if Shadow Stance could go a little bit longer than 4 seconds, I think he could potentially be a great hero. Where he is right now, it does take some skill, some practice, and some determination to really keep Ken in his Shadow Stance. And when he's in his Shadow Stance, he can be great. The problem is, though, that's very difficult. And as long as it is very difficult, I think Ken will always just be a meh hero for me. But that's also just my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think of him. Do you guys play him? Did you guys buy him? And do you regret buying him? Are you glad that you did? Let me know. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm Iolas, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.